George, would you consider that Pentax to be a relic of photography?
Aye.
Or how photography was done years ago?
How it was done years ago.
By experts?
By experts.
By experts. So what would you consider people using digital cameras today?
Waste of time.
Waste of time.
You're not using their brain.
Use their brain.
Not using their brain. The old days.
But George, they're doing wonderful things in Photoshop these days. What would your impression be of that?
No, they're not doing wonderful things these days. The camera's doing it. The material's doing it. Well, days, look at the old photographs hanging up on the wall compared to the digital cameras now.
But George, those photographs that
the
people...
colour's not the same.
The photographs that people bought years ago and hung up on the walls, George, they were processed in studios.
And studios,
With thousands upon thousands, or maybe tens of thousands of pounds of equipment.
When people, yes, that's right.
You know, but the man going out to enjoy a day and take a few photographs, and at the end of the day feel that he has done something worthwhile. Would you not consider that to be a success?
No. It's not the man's brain nowadays. It might be a man's brain, but in the old days, every person that had a camera had a brain, because they had to, what was in front of them, they had to make sure they got it. Nowadays, it's all editing and daubing and fucking stuff like that. No good.
Are you trying to say that people using Photoshop now, sorry Mickey, he's not talking about you directly, but people would have the opinion that images like that don't follow the camera. Would you share that view, George?
Images like that are manipulated.
They're manipulated?
Yes. Yes, they are. Take the digital camera
so
take
today,
the man and woman away from it. Majority of them, take majority of them away from it. They couldn't tell you the difference in the digital camera and the film camera.
But anyway, like technically today, camera clubs are made up of people who go out with digital cameras and think at the end of the evening, they're geniuses.
They're not geniuses, the camera's a genius. The camera's a genius. The camera's doing the work for them.
George, people would be very disappointed to be hearing this opinion, bearing in mind that they have got such a high opinion of what they do today. Would you not agree?
They think they have a high opinion. They don't have a high opinion. They couldn't sit beside the old one. The old people were magic taking photographs.
So you would say the Litchfields of this world were people who used all old techniques. Sure, they used people to do the work for them.
Oh sure, how many people did they use to do the work for?
Armies.
How many?
There was armies of people involved in doing them portraits that they did years ago.
But they hadn't got the opportunity of taking a photograph years ago, the way we do now. If the photo came out bad, delete it. They couldn't do that. It cost them money to find out. It cost them a lot of money to find out if the photograph was good or bad. Nowadays, we look at the replay. It's no good. Delete it.
Delete it.
Cost you no money.
So therefore, you would say today that our digital photographer could be compared to a taxi driver. There's too many of them.
Too many taxi drivers, too many school motormen, there's too many cameramen at the moment. Trying to tell you that they are cameramen. They're not cameramen. They're not cameramen.
George, in the earlier interview today, you were using a film camera.
That's right.
I see you're using a digital camera now.
Well,
you know, you had a lot to say this morning about people using other than film cameras, so can you sort of give me a wee insight into why you're using a digital camera?
Why I'm using a digital now?
Yes.
Simple reason. I've run out of film on the old camera.
Right.
Film. So I had to change over to digital.
So you changed over to the digital, but you know, again, you know, you would have the same view on the digital, that the digital is sort of a poor representation of taking a photograph.
As far as I would be concerned, the digital would be, yes, poor.
It's poor.
Yes.
And again, as we spoke this morning, you were very derogatory about anybody using a digital camera. You know, all I have to say is this here, you know, in your experience, I mean, why would you be so unkind to people who are trying to do their best?
Because to me, I can use both. I can use film and digital.
Yes, yes.
To me, but there's other people who wouldn't.
But you know,
they wouldn't know a thing about film.
Aye, but the people out learning now, you can't be down the banks on the people out learning. Like, I mean, they might be trying to shortcut what they're doing and not have a whole lot of knowledge about what they're doing, but like they'll learn.
Well, now, if you've got a digital camera and it's new to you, the first thing people will tell you to do is put it onto auto. And what's auto? So you're not operating it. But when you go to film, it's a different story altogether. You have to do the work.
So
Nobody else does the work for you.
So you would advocate that you're very much a manual photographer, that you know, it sets up the shot and calculates how the shot should be taken, using the camera as a tool.
Well, that's the way I would like to put it. But at the end of the day, we all move with time. So I've got a digital camera. To me, it's a spare camera.
So what you're trying to tell me, George, is you're hedging your bets.
Not hedging at all. If I had my choice is to film.
And really, at the end of the day, you consider anybody who's out using digital cameras what, a novice or a Sunday tripper or what?
No, I think you've got me all wrong. No. It's just film is what you have to work with. Is what somebody's giving you.
I think he almost says there, George, that film was for professionals. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Film is
That's what you're trying to tell me. That's very good. Thank you very much for this interview, George. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.